boy howdy, we have a huge patch notes that just dropped earlier today. I was at work, so I wasn't able to cover it, but man, you're not going to miss it because some of the stuff in this is going to be especially good for the brand new class, and I was able to play the new class because of when I went to Blizzard, and boy howdy, like I said, you're not going to want to miss it because the new class is literally insane in one of these new game modes. But there's more coming to this update, and the new class is not one of them. But I do want to go ahead and cover it at a super high level, everything that's coming. So we are getting an addition to the main quest, the Prince of Freedom, which looks awesome. So far, that quest line has been very, very sick. Clobber the competition in party duels. This is one of the things that we actually got to test when we were at Blizzard, and I utilized the brand new class, and I was actually able to 2v1 somebody with that new class. Now, that was super fun, and obviously I'm going to have builds for the new class when it does come out, and I'm able to talk about it, but it is super cool that you're able to do 2v2 party battles now. Now, you cannot do it in Westeros. You have to... Westeros? What in the Game of Thrones? Oh my God. Anyway, in Westmarch, you have to do it out in like sort of, I was gonna say public, but literally out in the world. And you can do a 2v2, you can do a 2v1. I think this is going to be a super good addition to the game that won't be utilized all the time, but it does give us some flexibility with maybe some 2v2 tournaments at a server level, which I think is really cool. Moving on, we do have 3 brand new bosses. We did get to take a look at these, and they are A, beautiful, and B, have a lot of really, really good technical fundamentals that are in it, which makes it a lot more fun and difficult. And it does also confirm the new difficulties that are coming as well, which is what is it right here? So with the Bloom's Hollow appearance on June 19th comes the new server Paragon level of 900 and 3 new difficulty levels: Inferno 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? 7, 8, 9, I think is what it was supposed to be. But anyway, so with that, we're gonna make a totally separate video to make sure you're ready for it, because there's only a little bit of time left where we can actually get ready for the level server Paragon level jumping to level 900. But again, that's a video for a different time. These 3 new bosses are absolutely sick, and again, we did play the new class, which was also really sick, especially having 8 of those running around. It was honestly a badass time to play the game. These are now the new season 1, or this is Helliquary Gauntlet season 1. So Inferno 7, 8, and then 9 with the correct emblems there. 51k for combat rating, 52, almost 53k, and then 54k. Ancient legendary items. I'm going to cover this in a different video as well, because I actually did, when I was at Blizzard, get a head start on this and get to, well, not a head start, but I get a first look, if you will, ahead of time, and I want to actually show you that footage. So that'll be in a separate video as well. And then, so the set hunters event I talked about in yesterday's video or live stream, where we did talk about that you're actually going to be able to target very specific set items to help you get those better. It is a temporary event, but it'll be interesting to see. It's a pretty decent amount of time. So June 19th to August 25th, we'll have to see. I'm assuming they're just testing this to see how we do. But this is a fantastic new event that hopefully allows you to get your set items a little bit quicker, because you do eventually get a 100% increase on your next run. Moving on, the Freedom of the Wild events. So we see that we have this is very similar to all the other events that we have going on, where you get to basically do one event, and then you do, within that one event is several mini events. So we have Survivor's Bane, Trial of the Hordes, Conqueror, Wild Brawl, blah, blah, blah. It feels like this is going to be the new norm for us, but this actually doesn't start until July 2nd. And it runs through the whole month of July. And then these are the dates for all those different events. The Liberation event. So this is complete tasks to earn champions commendations in exchange for rewards such as Tuller Pearls, legendary items, and blah, blah, blah. So this is, again, one of those things you get rewarded for doing things you would normally. I do think this picture is absolutely sick. And then we do have the new legendary gems, which we did talk about on yesterday's live stream. And by the way, if you did miss the live stream, I am back to live streaming every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday starting at 9:30. Hope to see you guys there, either on YouTube and or Twitch, for some awesome content, because I'm fucking hilarious, obviously. But anyway, modify your drop tables. This is going to be for the new gems, and then everyone can try the Blooded Flow, because this is what you want to do for an hour. But it's bad. By the way, I gave my feedback that I thought this was a complete waste of time, and hopefully it changes, because like ideally you would get to pick the level or like test it for longer than an hour. I don't know. It's a waste. But again, they are going to be giving us one of these 5-star legendary gems between June 19th and July 30th. You can claim a 5-star quality 2 Blood Flow legendary gem as a gift from battle.net. So you have to click on, I'm assuming you click on the link, it'll take you there. But yeah, so you have to be level 30 and link your Diablo Immortal account to battle.net account. This is the Phantom Market. I actually have a video going out tomorrow morning in great detail about this Phantom Market, so make sure you like and subscribe because I got to see it in advance, and I do show you all of the different classes and what they look like, but that'll be coming out tomorrow. Returning events, same old there, no changes. Rise, Alley of the Blood, Rising Damnation, and Hungry Moon. New legendary items. I'm going to cover this in a separate video because what I think I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to be doing a, I can't believe I'm going to say this, a new class auction, which I've done it before, which is essentially, Indez did it first, right? And I've always give him credit for that. And I did a little bit of a tweak to it. So if you are a sub and or a member, or if you become a sub or a member, I mean, you get to do one vote. So gifted subs, gifted members count one per vote per sub. Basically, you get to pick the class that I go to. Now, the trick with this one is, and I regret saying this, I'm going to be going to this, whatever class that you guys pick, and I'll be on it until the new class comes out, whenever that is. God. So there is a high probability that I end up on a class that I don't want to be on, but at least there's gonna be new legendary items coming that we're going to cover, like I said, in a video separately. But that if you do want to take part in that event, in that new class auction, dude, what is up with my hair? It's like puffy right there. I will be doing it tomorrow, Wednesday, the 18th, starting at 9:30 Eastern time. The first hour will be me playing the game, but also the voting time will be that first hour, and then after that I'll be doing the class change based off the votes within the first hour. So if you want to be there and either use your free Prime sub, connect your Prime account to Twitch, you can actually get a free Prime sub and that'll cast your vote as well, or just come by and support your favorite content creator, i.e. me. But so I will be covering a video with this tomorrow. I have a lot of videos scheduled to come out in the very few coming days. So be ready for that. So we're going to cover that separately because I do want to sort of, like I normally do, like the best and the worst classes out of these new essences. But what else do we have? We have set items. A new set item focuses on shock has been discovered in Sanctuary. And what this is doing is the 2-piece dealing damage unleashes a lightning bolt at enemies' locations that shocks all nearby enemies. This is going to be a very important component because it also deals continuous damage. Cannot occur more often than once every 6 seconds, which is a pretty low cooldown at TBH. At 4 pieces, when near a shocked enemy, you automatically release chain lightning at them. So there is a literal 5-star legendary gem, the Void Spark, that does this at a chance. You're guaranteed to do it if you're near them. It doesn't really clarify what the near is. We did test this as well at Blizzard, and I can't remember how close it was, but you do get up to 4 chain lightnings can trigger at once, and this cannot occur more often than once every 6 seconds as well. And then at 6-piece, the lightning blast now also surround you in an electric field that shocks enemies, continually dealing damage every second to those that remain in the field, while empowering your attacks also unleash a chain lightning that damages enemies. Basically, you're just gonna be like the Sith Lord out there, like. And then that's going to be it, you know, but it is kind of exciting because especially as a wizard, well, currently there are some really sick builds that you can use with that, like with 4-piece Vithus and 4-piece of this new what do they call it, Skybreaker's bolt, and I think that's gonna be sick. I think there's other classes that could also benefit from it, but wizard obviously is the first one that comes to mind. Class balances. So in general, the crit hit gap has been increased from 100% to 120% for PvE. Now that is going to be a huge thing for especially the new gem. That does sort of raise the ceiling of that new 5-star legendary gem because it already has a lot to do with crit. Now you're going to be having a higher crit damage cap, which is going to really make that just ramp up a lot. Now that is only in PvE, and then this remains unchanged in PvP. But if you are someone who's very crit heavy in PvE, you're about to see a lot more damage, 20% damage, you might even say. Necromancer. So Prox Fear Pants now only deals damage and fears on cast and on cast and on end instead of during the entire duration. Prox Fear was definitely a really good pants for PvP for the Necro. This is definitely a nerf because it allowed you to basically run through people and fear them, but now you only can do it when you initially do it and then come out of it. So that's a pretty big nerf there. New familiar passive skills. So 2 new familiar passive skills have been added. The Phalanx is if your life is above a set percentage, you receive a damage increase. If your life drops below a set percentage, you gain a defensive increase for a few seconds. This is literally like the new gem. The Behelit gem. And then we have Guardian. The familiar applies a Guardian status effect to you. If your life drops below a set percentage, the effect ends and restores a percentage of your max HP. Recovery is increased for every nearby enemy when the status effect ends to a maximum of 100%. So you get a pretty big boost in HP, which that one could actually be really good. That's interesting. Additionally, the familiar passive skill Savior has been modified to reduce the power of the familiar's active skills as a trade-off for saving the player from death. Now, this obviously makes sense. This is a huge nerf, and they sort of just slid it in there, but it's there. PC key shortcuts. That was a sentence. Add an auto run key that causes your character to automatically follow the position of your mouse cursor. Interesting. Default is that little key. Not something I would have thought of, but that's cool. Add a new setting that allows you to click on your skills to cast them. This setting is not enabled by default. Why would you want to do that though? Ew. Don't do that. And then you can now press spacebar to skip cutscenes. Okay. Oh wait, I skipped one. You can now bind actions to your side mouse buttons. Currently only up to 2 side mouse buttons are supported, but we will be looking at supporting additional buttons. I mean, so like if you want to make like a full-on like rating mouse like you did for like WoW back in the day, you could do that. All right, so portal interruption. Ever been caught off guard digging through your map to set up a portal only to be stopped by a small spider? We've improved the portal experience by reducing interruptions that cancel the action of summoning a portal in the wilderness. These changes minimize the frustration moments when players are unintentionally pulled into combat. Our goal is to make travel feel smoother and more respectful of your intent. There will still be interruption rules for PvP and other events. This is actually a nice quality of life. Storm Point Keep. More waypoints, battleground matchmaking. They're working on it. Some adjustments to the new battleground convoy, which is cool. Vanguard, we're refreshing the Vanguard mode to kick off a new cycle, beginning with a reimagined Winter Woods. This update removes some frustrating mechanics that previously slowed progression and introduces new tiers of difficulty to better challenge and reward you. Interesting. We're also expanding the presence of spectral allies in the early difficulty tiers. Also interesting, providing you with more option and an engaging way to shape your playstyles from the start. That is very interesting for Vanguard. And then raid the vault, some changes there. You'll earn 15 activity points when a chest opens inside the vault. Fully clear all the 4 floors in the vault. Opening all chests will grant 150 activity points, helping you to complete your weekly activity requirements in as little as 4 full clears. Interesting. Build recommendations. Over the coming months, we'll be updating the build recommendations page to better highlight the creativity and expertise of our community. Interesting. The first update is a new tab showcasing the top PvP and PvE players from our leaderboards. You can now view, explore, and even save these builds directly into your armory. This is a huge W. As we continue to evolve this feature, we plan to introduce more ways for players to share, discover, and celebrate builds created by the community. Now, this was a big thing that we talked about when we were at Blizzard, but basically you're going to eventually the goal is to be able to be like, hey guys, this is a build I think you should try. And I give you like a code and then you input it and then you get that build instead of having to like, what was the headpiece? So this is a huge quality of life thing, and something that I definitely think a lot of people will enjoy, especially content creators and viewers of content creators. Item Power UI. It currently takes a lot of taps and clicks to see all the equipped set and legendary powers that are applied to your character. So we've added a set and legendary powers overview to both the inventory and armory menus. All right. Here's Journey, more pages, challenge rifts, season 13 starts June 19th, increasing the maximum floors to 550. Adventurers, and then they lowered the requirements from 481 to 500. Adventurers Chronicles, we've added 10 new tales. Cyclist Strife Burning Cloaks, they actually added 2 brand new cloaks. We did see them and I can't talk about them yet, but they look so sick. So you might actually see competitive Misery Hates Company again, where I actually join a competitive clan. Although I love my clan and we are very casual, but it might be time for me to kind of kick it back into high gear and get back into that cloak grind. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I have a lot more coming. I'm trying to talk fast so I can burn through this as fast as possible, kind of like that burning cloak. You know what I mean, baby? But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope to see you guys in video soon because I have like 2 or 3 coming tomorrow. So make sure you like and subscribe. And hopefully I see you guys tomorrow for the live stream where we will be doing all those fun things. And you get to pick my class until the new class comes out. And while I know how long that is, you don't. And let's just say, I can't believe I'm doing it. But I hope to see you guys there. See you later. Bye.